There was always a lot of rumors like, she's an industry plant, they made her up in a boardroom and they told her to come out and she's fake, and my journey was very real and I worked very hard for it.
Iggy Azalea. It's been more than a decade since the Australian-born rapper burst onto the charts in 2014 with the It Girl anthem, Fancy.
First things first, I'm the realest. Drop this and let the whole world feel it. Let them feel it.
Do you remember writing the track?
Yes, I did, but I had written it and thrown it away, and then maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, I came back in the studio to record, and I was like, this is really catchy, but I need something more melodic on the hook.
Then up-and-coming Charli XCX, the pen behind the song's flashy chorus. And Iggy followed up with the multi-platinum selling Black Widow.
Black Widow, baby. This twisted cat and mouse game always starts the same.
Turning her into one of the top female MCs at the time.
There was a lot of joy in seeing somebody that's the underdog come up, and that can be very celebrated in the media. But then once you're at the top, you kind of have to crash and burn.
Seemingly overnight, Iggy goes from celebrated to criticized.
So you don't write your own raps, you're racially insensitive, and then you act like you don't care.
On the internet and the airwaves.
People went from saying she just was a whack artist to really just insulting her.
I was in a battle zone, man. I was stepping on landmines left and right, and I just couldn't survive it. It's not survivable.
Iggy's every move dissected.
Did it feel unfair?
It did at the time, but there are also some things that I walked right into and deserve, or things that I could have done better, but I can't sit here all day long boo-hooing about that. It's just part of life.
Tonight, Iggy Azalea, controversial, defiant, and still standing. Born Amethyst Amelia Kelly, Iggy grew up in a small town in New South Wales, Australia, always with admiration for American hip-hop.
What made you first fall in love with hip-hop?
One of my first obsessions was Outkast, and they were very country, and I liked that.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. Apologize a trillion times.
Because I'm from a small country town, Outkast really sparked me to start to figure out more about Houston rappers or Atlanta rappers, and I just wanted to come and see it all for myself and meet people and be part of it.
At 16, she set off for Miami on her own, determined to be a star, chanted in her 2013 track, Work. By 24 years old, she became the first artist since the Beatles to simultaneously debut at #1 and 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, with Fancy and a feature on Ariana Grande's Problem.
So don't be dumb, I got 99 problems, but you won't be one. Like what?
Walking music's greatest red carpets, from the VMAs to the 2015 Grammys, with 4 nominations, telling E! News about her nod for Best New Artist.
Because this is my debut album, and you only get to be nominated for that once if you ever have the opportunity, so I'd love to win it the one time I can be nominated.
I know I inspired a lot of people and left that mark on them, and I'm very proud of those moments.
You credit the internet for so much of your success, but at many times, even at the height of your success...
Oh, well, it's also that it's
been a
horrible
villain.
Place.
It's been a villain.
It's almost like a brace for impact, where you put a song out and you're like bracing to just be picked apart.
Accusations of cultural appropriation following her every move.
I chose to be a white woman and come and be in a black space. That was my choice. And I did feel very welcome, to be honest with you. I think it got a little bit more complicated as time went on and we had a moment politically and in culture where I was a part of a bigger picture.
Despite a skyrocketed debut on the charts, on the internet, debates at the time about her place in hip-hop and her alleged use of a southern drawl.
You have Iggy Azalea on the one hand, really making a mockery of and perpetuating the worst stereotypes.
But at the end of the day, she's hip-hop.
First of all, I think she's putting on a character, right? She's putting on a character that she feels that black people or hip-hop artists are supposed to sound like.
Iggy addressed speculation about her accent on Hot 97.
If other artists can play around with accents, does it really hurt anybody?
What was it like being caught at the heart of the issue of race, and you're being told you're using a black accent, you're appropriating?
Yeah, I think it was a lot, you know, and I said things that I shouldn't have said in retrospect as I've gotten older, that I'm like, that's a horrible take that you had, but it was just a bad, perfect storm where you've got someone that's I have my limited view of America or culture, and I'm in the middle of these very heated, controversial conversations. And
Political.
Very political. And I'm also 23, 24 during this, and so I think I know everything.
What do you regret about how you handled that time?
I think sometimes I just regret having an opinion at all because it wasn't necessarily my place to have an opinion.
Iggy says she felt control over her career slipping away. By 2019, the same industry that catapulted her ghosted her.
What was it like living in that moment?
I think the hardest thing about it, honestly, was seeing the way that the other artists in the music industry would distance themselves from me publicly, that I was only welcome in secret. And I think over time I just got tired of it.
In 2023, she shocked many, announcing on X that she's retiring from music.
Do you miss the music at all?
Yeah, of course there are parts of music that I miss. Sometimes I'll have the itch. Be like, I need to get in the studio, I miss it. Oh. I don't want to be a slave to that cycle of promotion, concert, music industry, politics, having to share more of myself than what I'm comfortable with. It's one thing to sacrifice those things when it's just you, but I would also be signing my son up to sacrifice those things.
Iggy's guiding force, her son Onyx, born in 2020 with now ex Playboy Cardi.
How has motherhood sort of changed the way you approach the game?
Oh, in every way. I want to give him opportunity, but I also want to give him privacy, and I want to give him the ability to establish who he is.
Her post-music career, so far just as colorful. 2023, she partnered with OnlyFans.
I'm no fool. I've been paid before I even made the profile, babe.
But what her fans didn't realize, she says she was fighting a secret health battle. Her legs severely infected after initially suffering nerve damage.
I just ended up getting what's called a chronically non-healing wound because I had a PICC line in my arm. We would take the PICC line out and then take hot bikini pictures for a day or two. I turned lemons into lemonade with that, I really did.
Iggy reportedly made a jaw-dropping amount of money in less than a year on OnlyFans.
I was the top for that year. I barely, honestly,
is the number accurate?
I didn't have to do months. Well, I don't really like to talk.
Okay.
It's not 48 million.
Okay.
That's not the exact number, but it's a life-changing number.
Can we go higher, lower?
No, it's a little lower. It was great for me because I was able to take all that money and use it to seed out ideas I had about businesses that I wanted to build. Iggy's on Real Mobile Hotline.
Those other businesses in the tech arena, from being the co-founder and face of a wireless company,
Unreal Mobile,
for unreal creatures,
to founding her own cryptocurrency, Mother.
Yeah, tell me about the Mother coin and what are you doing in this space?
It seemed to me that, especially with meme tokens, they were central to virality, and that really interests me, obviously.
I think that's something you're pretty good at.
Yeah, I think I have been pretty successful at it.
Are some of these ventures just about taking your ownership back?
I want control. I think a big part of like the last 10 years of my life, honestly, has been about getting that control back for me and to be able to navigate my own ship in those ways. And it feels really good to be able to do it.
Iggy Azalea, flawed, fearless, and fully in charge.
I'm living the dream. I think I like to make a little bit of chaos. I always will.